All right, Dave Payne has brought us, and I gotta tell you, we're looking at the tent that's on top of the Jeep.
Yeah.
First off, I thought it was like just a platform that went long ways with the car. It goes perpendicular.
You can these tents, you can actually have them open up any which way. Some people open them up over the hood and mount the ladder to the bumper, to the bull bar in the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, I gotta say, I thought it was all just sort of racks and grills. I didn't know it got into this detail. So everything obviously has to be super rigid and super light.
Yeah.
So the frame, the rack that's on the roof isn't just mounted to the roof. It's somehow going to be more attached
in the case of the Jeep here, this mounting system is called the Jeep Extreme. In the Jeep, we have 7 different mounting systems, this being one of the 7. And this is unique in that it's made just for the Jeep JK, and it mounts to the roll cage inside.
Okay.
So it's floating. The hardtop is actually floating. The roof doesn't support any of the weight. It's all the body
right.
of the Jeep.
The roof's plastic.
So we've slept in rooftop tents on those. It just, when you start off-roading and doing all the stuff that we're sort of known for, the durable, rugged nature of front runner gear, our lifestyle brand is that you can take the stuff off-road if you need to. Some of the other vehicle accessories, you're stuck on asphalt.
If it mounts to the roll cage, can you put all of this up there when there's no top on it?
You can. You can run this with either no top or the hard top. Soft top, you have to cut little holes in it for the mount.
Okay.
Now, Matt dates women that are, heavy set is not fair, not quite fair, larger carriaged. He likes a full
I'm a little
figure.
guy, they're a little heavy set to me.
He likes them, is he going to be able to get them up this, fat is such an ugly word that I'm not even going to use it, but he likes a full, figured.
You could roll the Jeep up on some rocks and kind of tilt it and angle in, and then drive it a little bit and flatten out.
We're looking at this extruded aluminum, and again, it's like it's all just these great feats of engineering because everything's got to collapse, everything has to be modular, everything has to come apart and be stowed. But everything has to be able to handle one of Matt's Zoftic gals, when they go camping. This thing's got lights all over it. It's got jacks all over it. It's got winches. It's got equipment. You guys are doing the grills, the tents, the platforms, the racks. We doing lights too?
We do lights, and we got into the light business mostly because we make really cool mounts for them, for our racks. So for example, this little 10-inch light bar has little rock guards on the side.
Right.
We came up with an idea where they're not hardwired, so you can move them around when you're camping. You have a little heli plug here, and then you could plug it into your cigarette lighter, and you could slide them around. You could daisy chain your campsite lights together. That way, you might park and find a place that you want when you're primitive camping, and you might find out that if your light's hard mounted and you can't really move it, it's hardwired. The light's laying off in the trees, and your campsite's here, so you have the ability to move it around.
And on the other side, we have the awning area.
Right. We keep all our groceries down here usually and cooking and eating stuff.
Wow.
We keep our kitchen water here for cleaning and drinkable water, potable water.
Right.
Up here, usually when we're driving, we strap down our porta potty and our stove, a bunch of chairs. Everything's strapped down, so if you roll the truck, you're not going to damage the gear or your children or yourself as much because stuff is going to be bopping about.
Yeah.
So everything's strapped down. And this fridge has a freezer. We run a dual battery system just like an RV.
Wow.
Got some mangria in here. Nice and chilled.
Sweet. It's cold.
Yeah. Well, you keep ice cream in here.
Wow.
It's an easy way to convince the Matt's Zaftig style ladies to come camping. They want their food and they want it chilled, so you can keep your ice cream bars.
Mangria, by the way, that's the trick. That's the trick to getting them up in the tent.
But a lot of our gear, we try to make it where it's super easy to install. You can go to a shop and have it installed, but we have super detailed fitment guides. For example, this slider just bolts onto existing mounting points in the Jeeps. There's no drilling.
There's no drilling with this.
This uses existing mounting points also.
And you're using this sort of bungee tie down.
We made something called a Stratchet, which is a ratchet strap
love that.
and a bungee in one. Because ratchet straps are usually, the buckle's too big and you're usually not, it's either for a motorcycle or nothing to strap down.
The ratchet strap, first off, I can never release it properly.
It's
never
right
snag
leg.
finger in there.
Feel this.
So this is a tie down with the bungee X. Got a stretching element to it. It has a solid element to it, but it also has a element that gives.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
we try to make complete systems for this sort of travel. Now, the extreme is someone's traveling around the world for 2 years and they buy all this gear because they're living out of their truck. Or the other side is someone just takes a couple of our foldable chairs and the awning to their kid's soccer game.
Right.
So we straddle that world.
How long did it take to set up the tent and the awning, the whole apartment complex?
Brian and I just did this in about 5 minutes. And alone, if I'm at the campsite, maybe it takks me 10 minutes. But it's pretty much just, you'll see it in the video.
It's really like the stuff, and we filmed setting it up, and you guys can see that as well. The stuff is so well engineered, but I don't even want to use the word engineer. It's like well thought out.
It's well packaged too. Like this whole thing was just pretty flat.
The downside is when you're on vacation camping, you're taking notes and you're testing things out.
Yeah, right.
Damn the engineer! Why didn't he?
Right. We left the instructions.
They didn't listen
at home.
to my notes.
Everything else is here.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
but you're constantly tweaking.
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
you're supposed to be
Right.
convening with nature,
Right.
and you're designing a gusset for
Like
a bracket.
Why doesn't the?
Yeah. All right.
here.
Yeah.
So, website if people want to go.
FrontRunnerOutfitters.com. You can find us on Facebook at Frontrunner Outfitters and on Instagram.
And the stuff is just super high end and super cool and super smart. And go, you know what? Go sick, as my gay friends would say, and get that shackle.
Yeah.
Get the titanium.
Start with the shackle.
Titanium shackle.
And play with it for a while.
Just to prove you're alive.
Working to the tables and ground tents.
Do people buy this stuff direct from you, or do you buy it on Amazon, or do you buy it
primarily are a
through a
web
dealer?
store through us. We have a dealer network, about 30 dealers. We're on Amazon also. So whatever pick your poison.
Yeah.
Your shopping
You can
poison.
click
All
through
our
our
roof
Amazon
racks.
banner on
Yeah, all our
CarCast
roof
show.
racks ship free.
Right.
CarCast banner, Amazon,
And
perfect.
Do people install most of this themselves?
They do.
Okay, because you said
This is the
existing
most
mounting
difficult to
points
install.
and-
This is the only one that requires drilling. Almost
And-
every one of our installations uses the factory mounting
And
points.
if you're the kind of guy or gal who is going deep with this stuff, you probably have a cordless drill.
That's right.
I'm
Weatherman.
guessing. All right, so it's frontrunner.com.
FrontRunnerOutfitters.com.
Outfitters.com. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dave Payne. And Matt, the moderator, DeAndrea, saying keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.